The construction industry has made significant progress in its recent years. The booming activities not only affect on their surrounding, it also affects the site itself. The risks on the construction not only applicable on the site itself, but also applicable to the people or public that live or situated nearby the site. In this matter, the Department of Occupational Safety and Health, (TOSH), and other government agencies have laid down their regulations and requirements in order to ensure that the safety and health is being practiced at site. While there are the existence of the Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994, the level of awareness and compliance is still low at the most construction sites. This is where the responsibility of employers is needed. They need to ensure that they have provided safe work environment for their workers, and also that they are maintaining the well-being of the employees and the safety of the public.
A lot of people strictly believe that green card are nothing more than work permits. Although green card and work permit are both photo identity card, they both permit the holder to work in Malaysia. Their representative vastly different status. Let's review it first. Work permit. Work permit, most commonly known as an employment authorization document, are issued to a widely variety of non-immigration, which is temporary use holder. It may last for a few months or up to a year, with possible renewable, depending on the visa or other status of the holder. CIDB card. What is a CIDB card? It's an integrated program involving the registration and acceleration of the construction personnel to improve the safety level at the construction site. Why should you sign up? To ensure the construction workers are aware of the importance of a safe and health workplace. Next is to provide basic knowledge of safety and health of construction site. Next, to inform construction workers and legal requirement in relation to safety and health. Who need to register a green card? The person who need to register a green card is all the site workers. When to register? Now. If you are a site worker, you need to register it now. Where to register? You have to register to the CIDB SQ or any branch of CIDB. How? You have to pay a minimum 50 ringgit and attend a one-day seminar, and then you get your green card.
So, what is personal protective equipment? Personal protective equipment, commonly referred as PPE, is equipment worn to minimize exposure to hazards that cause serious workplace injuries and illness. These injuries and illness may result from contact with chemical, radiological, physical, electrical, mechanical, or other hazards. In the construction, there is a few PPE used by the workers, which consists of safety helmets, hearing protection, gloves, and safety footwear. Employers have duties concerning the provisions and use of personal protective equipment at work. PPE protects only the person using it, whereas measures controlling the risk and source can protect everyone at the workplace. In this context of a last resort control measure, PPE is critically important as it is generally only used where other measures are insufficient, and as such it plays a crucial role in preventing and reducing many occupational fatalities, injuries and disease.
First, I want to explain what about toolbox meeting. It's an informal safety meeting that focuses on safety topic related to the specific job, such as workplace hazard and safe work practice. Meetings are normally short in duration and are generally conducted at the job site prior to the commencement of the job. It's one very effective method to refresh worker knowledge, cover last-minute safety check, and exchange information with the experienced workers. Toolbox meetings are also intended to facilitate health and safety discussion on the job site and promote your organization's safety culture. So what to discuss in toolbox meeting? Let's start with simple way to keep employees safe. First and foremost is proper use of personal protective equipment (PPE). For example, no employees use improper hearing protection. These are all simple fix, but the fact they have to be addressed may be symptom of much larger problem. There is a lack of safety culture. Other than that, toolbox meeting also discuss about electrical safety, working at height, housekeeping, fire protection, and so on. The topic not only limited on risk and hazard, but also environment of working area. Usually, toolbox meeting carried out on daily or weekly basis depend on company. It held at the side project at the start of the beginning of the every shift. Typically, aim for toolbox talk last everywhere from 5 to 15 minutes and adjust as necessary for the day of the topic. So, why toolbox meeting is so important? Safety compliance training is vital, important and required. Toolbox meeting provide an easy way to keep safety on every team member mind every day, every week. The goal of toolbox is to provide safety reminder, brief refresher and quick listen of safety topic that might not get covered in the longer safety training course. The informal setting gives supervisor a chance to answer questions, point out specific example on the job site, and provide hand-on demonstration if needed. I got many questions about should discussion for toolbox meeting to be recorded? Yes, attendance shall be recorded. Also, the topic, date, location, and all necessary information of worker feedback is important to be recorded as improvement and data for the safety improvement.
What is signage? Signage is any kind of graphic design intended to convey information. The purpose of signage is to convey information, to give direction, and to raise safety awareness. There are a few types of safety signage. Firstly, is signage covered in yellow background, which is a warning signage. Second is a prohibited signage. Is to warn people that you cannot do, which is not authorized entry. And the third one is mandatory signage covered in blue background, which is like safety helmet, safety vest, and safety boots. And the lastly is a danger signage. Danger signage is to warn people potentially life-threatening, hazard or hazardous. It's the sample of the danger signage.
I will talk about safe work procedure in the construction site in Malaysia. safer procedure must be based on a risk assessment. The worker needs to understand the steps and equipment they use to work safely. We must review our safer procedure regularly to ensure it is accurate and effective. We must review our safe work procedure regularly to ensure it is accurate and effective. If a task or equipment changes, the safer procedure that relates to this change also need to be updated. We must very important to this sector to make sure that our workers very safe and healthy. If you will talk about safer procedure, we need to know that the element and the procedure of this safer procedure. The first thing that we need to know is the hoarding. The hoarding, we must secure the site with the hoarding that installed by the main contractor. Then the movement of the vehicle traffic. The traffic management must be updated to the site to make sure that traffic congestion will be avoided during the site during the works. Then the disconnection of utilities, all the pipeline or cables in the ground must be worked by procedure and make sure that all the competent person do the works. And then the site clearing. For the site clearing, the main contractor or the contractor must do the work effectively to make sure that all the procedure must be followed. The next thing is the excavation work. For the excavation work, we all know that we need to use the crane or equipment that use the big equipment. So for this procedure, we need to make sure that the workers follow the procedure. For the safety net, we need to know that the main contractor and the workers must install the safety net beyond the site to make sure that all the debris or the thing that will not be adjusted to the ground. And then the use of hoisting equipment. For this project, we use the hoisting equipment to make sure that all the things and the equipment and workers must do the works at the high-rise project is very important and must be safe and follow the procedure. Then the inspection and testing. For this inspection and testing, we need to inspect and do the testing of the mechanical and electrical works. And then the last thing is the maintenance and repair. For this procedure, we need to make sure that all the works must be maintained, especially on the plant and equipment. And for the repairing, if any worker need plant or equipment, we must repair it and make sure it's very safe and can do the work effectively.
In conclusion, safety and health practice is very important in every industry, especially in construction sector. It is never wrong to say that the construction industry is a significant contributor to the national economy, but this should not be a compromising factor to the safety and health of workers and public. There are many news of the accident cases happen due to the negligence of the company recently. Thus, the construction company should consider that safety and health as their main pillars in doing their